doing this. Noxious. Okay, I think I need to like clean these out with contact cleaner or something. All right.
So we're losing Ian.
Hello.
His mixing
All right,
board
I think we're good.
is
Board's
going.
acting weird. I don't know why. All right, I think we're good.
Yep.
All right. Or it's the cable. I have to replace the cable. Maybe I just have to replace the cable. Anyway, hello,
Something
Couch
about
Co-opers.
microphone cables.
Couch Co-op, Couch Potatoes, Couch Potato Pants with the Couch Co-op. I'm Ian. We've got Jared, Dave,
Hey.
no Nick tonight, and possibly Aaron later. We will see. But yeah, welcome everybody, and sorry for that little technical.
Oh, like that
there
one.
it goes again.
How it's gonna be tonight? Is it gonna let me? Is
it
it gonna let me record? Is it? I don't know. It's fucking wild. It drives me nuts. Okay. You know what? It's funny too. Like, what was it? Thursday or Friday? I upgraded OBS, and I was like, nah, this is gonna fuck everything up. So I thought it was OBS, but there was no levels coming through on the board. So I was like, nah, it's got to be that because it's not. Got to be the cable. I gotta just replace it. Anyway, okay. How you guys doing?
Good. Yeah, just enjoying a pretty relaxed weekend.
Yeah, we had a kind of a crazy day yesterday.
Recovered
Yeah,
from the train wreck.
Wasn't that bad of a train
how are
wreck.
you guys feeling?
I felt fine.
Just tired, really.
Yeah, I was pretty tired.
Yeah.
I came home and slept some more.
Hangover.
You enjoyed
We did try and drink all the
Lager
lager.
Fest.
Yeah. Yep.
Came home.
We tried to drink them all.
Cutting trees, right?
Yes.
Cutting trees. Lager Fest.
Well, they're all pretty much lagers. That is the fact. There was like no other beer. There was one Oktoberfest
There's one
beer.
that was Oktoberfest. Yep.
But yeah, and Nick tried to, fight the battle all by himself, I guess, and he really, he fell hard.
He went hard.
He went hard and he fell hard.
Yeah.
But it was a good time.
Yes, definitely a fun time.
But yeah, we're here to talk about some video games, or what little video games we. Well, I know Jared's played some exciting video games, but big thing here, which is so cool. But yeah, Jared, what happened in this day in gaming?
This day in gaming, well, I went back a day. September 7th was the launch of a few games I picked.
A few.
Final Fantasy VII came out 27 years ago in 97. And a couple years later, Final Fantasy VIII came out on the same day in 1999.
Very exciting.
And then Burnout 3 Takedown on the PS2 and Xbox came out 20 years ago. That's crazy. That's one of the fan favorites I hear. I never played it. But here's the biggest one, Ian. The Japanese launch of Metal Gear Solid came out in 1998. September 3rd, 26 years ago. Metal Gear! And Ian is gone. That's one of...
Win.
Well... Metal Gear Solid 1 is not one of his favorite games. It is, but Metal Gear Solid 2, as we all know, is his baby.
You guys vamp. I'm going to go find an XLR cable.
Yeah. Yeah, so the other thing I looked, and it's not a video game, but 58 years ago today, September the 8th in 1966, the original Star Trek TV show was shown for the first time on NBC.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the one that caught me. And then
those
AOL,
first episodes were great.
Yeah, AOL acquired CompuServe and pretty much nothing else.
Who owns AOL now? Is that still a thing?
Is that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Remember, you always used to get the floppy disks, and then you get the CD-ROMs a little later, and they're always like, yeah, you get 8 hours of free internet. Or whatever.
You've got mail.
Yeah. You used to have to pay by the minute, didn't you? For the
dial-up internet was way different back in those days. I don't miss it.
Yeah.
I was always looking for the free ones, free subscriptions.
A 5-minute MP3 would take like 5 minutes to download.
Yeah. I don't miss dial-up, no doubt.
No,
Oh,
But
Ian's
if you
setting
imagine
up his
playing the
mic. I hear
PlayStation.
some cables getting plugged in, so there's something.
Yep.
Click, click, click.
Click, click, click. Hooray for
But
fish.
Dave, you recently played through Metal Gear Solid on the PSX like mini, didn't you? The PlayStation 1 mini.
Where during the pandemic, I think I did that. It was a game I'd never fully played, so I went back and played on the PS Mini, and it was a lot of fun. It held up really well, actually. So,
you could say that it's solid.
yeah, it's definitely a solid game.
Yeah.
And it was, it's kind of tricky, but I think I had played it in the past because it was so it felt familiar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I
If
mean,
you
you
don't-
probably played some of the other ones.
Yeah, but if you asked me, I would have been like, no, I've never played this game. So
Yeah, but it's been so long. I mean, it came out in 1998,
yeah,
1999, maybe in United States.
I remember those original PlayStation games. Like I remember getting Final Fantasy VII
Yeah.
and playing this 20, 30 hours out of that before someone stole my PlayStation. I was so sad.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I played that back in the day, and I recently played the second part of the remake. And
how was that?
Oh, it's so good. Right now, Aaron's borrowing it. If you're interested at all, you should absolutely play it after he's done.
Yeah, part of me wants to, but like I say, part of me's never gone back and beaten that game because I played a lot of it on the PlayStation 1, and then I was annoyed that they stole my PlayStation, but the real kicker was the memory card was it's like,
Well,
come on.
I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but that's happened to me before for a game called Xenogears for PlayStation 1, where somebody stole disc 2 and my memory card. I just got there. It was like the hardest goddamn RPG I'd ever played, and I finally got to disc 2, which I hear isn't very long. And then some a-hole stole my disc and memory card.
I think I was on disc 3 of Final Fantasy VII or whatever.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, and it was like, so I never went back and played it because I was just like, I don't really want to 20 hours or whatever it was, 25 hours into this game. It's so funny, and that was a long game back then, but now that'd be a relatively short video game, wouldn't it?
Little game, yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I put 80 hours into Remake 2. I mean, the Rebirth.
Yeah.
Whereas Final Fantasy VII Remake, I spent like 15, 20 hours just to crush through it. I didn't enjoy that one as much, but Final Fantasy VII, I mean, it's funny, Final Fantasy VIII came out just 2 years later, but now it takes 10 or so years for, at least when Final Fantasy 13 came out, it took like 10 years or some garbage like that between 10 and 13, or no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
13 was announced and took forever.
I mean, you think about all those games that came out on the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, you'd get a sequel 2 years later.
Yeah.
And the sequel would be much better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your Metal Gear Solid came out in Japan in 98, and I think it came out on the PlayStation. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out on the PlayStation 2 like 2 years later, didn't it?
Yeah, which it's funny because that was one of the first demos that kind of really knocked people's socks off when they played it. It's funny because I remember everybody talking about the ice cubes actually melting. Wow, you can just sit here and watch the ice cubes melt.
I think the other thing was it actually really showed what the PlayStation 2 could do. It was a very good technical demo as well as being playable and fun. It was it really showed off the system.
Yeah.
And I think I missed that with a lot of the PlayStation 5 when it came out. There's no real games that were it wasn't the jump that it was from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2.
It's not the cable.
I know we've talked about this before.
Bullshit.
Ian, your mic is muted at this point on the thing. Okay, he's talking to himself then. I think he's I see frustrated Ian's face.
Oh, it's just stupid shit.
Either that or he's constipated.
Yeah. All that beer, he needs to poop real bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All that lager's backed him up.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right, so it's not my, it's not the board. It's my microphone's going out. That's cool.
Oh.
No.
No.
That's fun.
Oh, so yeah, I hear you're on a different microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, we'll deal with that. That's okay. A little
Where
more
are
trouble
we
in your
at?
voice there.
Where are we at?
We just
Oh,
talked.
we're just talking some game history
rambling,
and memories
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Cool.
This week in gaming is completed.
There
You
you
may
go.
continue.
Ah. Well, we have no beer battle since we lost Nick, and then we got
But the war
Dave.
will continue.
Dave, did
Oh, yeah.
you get to a demo this today?
I did it. I did. I actually had one downloaded from last week that I forgot about until I played the demo I played this week.
Okay.
Downloaded another demo, so I only played one of them. But you know how I'm a sucker for novelty controllers and games. I've always really enjoyed Taiko Drum Master on the PlayStation 2, and I have a copy of that with the little drum and the dildo sticks, and you know,
yeah.
yeah. So I saw there was a demo for I'm going to massacre this, but Taiko no Tashunden. It's the one that came out
Taiko
about 2
one?
years ago. Yeah, it came out. Taiko. I mean, it came out about 2 years ago on the Switch. Well, it's finally coming out this November on the PlayStation 5.
Woo!
And it'll be a full $70 game. It's got the usual, like, you can buy lots of tunes and stuff. You can play it with a controller, but to be quite honest, if you really want to play it, you want the drum.
So, if I
style.
remember right, the Switch version, the drum didn't even come out till later as an optional purchase.
Yes, that's the same here. So the demo was just using, because there's only really two buttons. There's like the edge of the drum in the center of the drum, so you're just using two buttons. The demo's kind of a little meh, just because the two songs that are on there, one of them's Beethoven's Symphony No. 5, which doesn't really work very well as a drum song.
Interesting.
And then the other one's not too bad, but the only other issue I have with it when it comes out is it'll probably be a $60-$70 game, and then it's another $100 to buy the drum controller.
Yeah.
But what gets me about the drum controller is, yes, it's $100, but the Switch drum controller is only $70. So it's kind of like, I'm sure it uses the same molds. It might have a little bit of extra, circuitry in there, but it's not going to be. Can't imagine it's that different.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Anyway, the demo itself, if you've played that game and you like that game, you're gonna buy it. It's kind of one of those things. If you like rhythm games and you've played it on the arcade, I would say get ready for November, because it's a fun game, and if you got the controller as well, it would be a lot of fun.
Cool.
I played a little bit of a demo. I mean, I'm always talking about Final Fantasy. So Final Fantasy 16 is coming to the PC this month. So I wanted to try it on my rig. All of the settings, of course, were at the lowest. But I was still getting like a pretty decent frame rate, 60 frames a second. I was surprised.
Cool. That's awesome.
And it still looks good at garbage graphics. So if anybody's interested in Final Fantasy 16 that doesn't have a PS5, you can download a demo. That is not a gajillion gigabytes. It's only like 16 on PC, the demo.
I feel like demos for the PC are quite useful as well, just because, like you say, it's a good way to test whether your PC's up to snuff, or or whether it's just going to be one of those games where you're just either going to have to upgrade your PC or just let it go by.
Well, looking at requirements or minimum requirements, it shows all these numbers and cards and stuff like that. And if you don't know anything about that or the latest models, you're like, I don't know what I have. Where does it fit in?
Yeah, even then, it's like, okay, I'm above the minimum, but am I like close to the top or just above the minimum?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
It's also funny now too, because like Steam, they even their minimum requirements say that you need an SSD, like a solid state drive. But like most of those games will still run with not a solid state drive, but it's just like that's always what they recommend these days.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Time marches on.
Yeah. I don't have a hard disk drive in my PC.
Yeah.
I did until my power supply couldn't support an SSD and and a solid, hard disk.
I have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Nice 2 terabytes of spinny storage, and then like there's SSDs only like half a terabyte or something.
Nice. All right. Well, that's enough demos, unless you had another, Dave.
No, that was all I got to play today.
Okay.
How much did you play of it?
But I played both the tracks that were on there, and it was pretty fun. I could see myself buying it. I was going to have a look. I had a brief look to see what the song list was for it, because obviously it's been out in Japan and on the Switch for a while, and there's like 387 songs, so there's quite a few.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yeah, you can buy them in packs and stuff. I mean, it's $1.50 a song on the Switch, so I'm guessing it'll be about the same on the PlayStation. And so make
Cool.
of that what you will.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
All right. Well, that's Dr. Demo. I guess that's a try.
yes, definitely a try. I'm not sure I would buy it, because I would want the controller that's $100, to be quite honest, because it's okay without it, but that's what really makes that game. It's the nearest thing you can get to like a modern day arcade machine in your house.
Can't wait
if you know
until
what
November or December, when I see that drum kit behind Dave on his shelf.
I do actually still have a boxed original copy of the of it for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
So.
it's awesome.
Cool. All right. Well, now I guess the main event is that last week I bought a game that's new, and this week Jared bought a game that was new. And so, Jared, you have to tell us all about Astro Bot. How is it?
Yes, Astro Bot. As you guys know, I've been a huge fan of the series since it first came out. For just like it came out in a pretty much a demo for PlayStation
demo,
VR.
yeah.
No, it came out before. Actually, technically, the Playroom was the first.
Yeah, the Playroom had it, and so you got to kick around the little bots. They didn't really have a name at that point.
Right.
And then Playroom VR had like the first kind of demo of the Astro Bot character in his world, which everybody loved. I loved it. I've played it with my daughters because it had a 2-player mode at that point, which I kind of miss. And then Astro Bot Rescue Mission came out in VR. I platinumed that. And then Astro's Playroom came out on PS5 for free for everybody. I platinumed that. You know, I've loved this series since it hit the ground. You know, it's been awesome. I love the character. Everything's just been kind of show off what their current hardware can do, kind of thing. Just kind of tech demo kind of stuff. Personally, personally, Astro's Playroom felt more of like a game than everybody says it is. I thought it was more than a tech demo, because that was a hell of a lot of fun. The platinum was a lot of fun to get. And was Astro Bot Rescue Mission.
A tech demo that has a platinum trophy? That seems, it's a game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this Astro Bot is pretty much a continuation of Astro's Playroom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the very start of it is you launching into space on the ship, which was pretty much, you were inside the PS5 in Astro's Playroom. And that big alien at the end of Astro Bot Rescue Mission comes and tears open the PS5 and shreds it, tears all the guts out and crashes on a planet. You have to go recover all the parts. So you get to see some familiar bosses from past games, VR game. Well, I mean, they've been kind of their staple bosses. There's a couple new ones that I'll bump into. I have been really enjoying that throwback to the bosses that have been in it. They have different move sets and all that. It's still a ton of fun.
How much time have you put into it?
Yeah,
Oh,
how long is
geez.
it? Have you beat it yet, or is
I
it?
haven't beat it because
It's a pretty
before
long game, I think.
Yeah.
before I progress anywhere, I 100% each area and all the special levels, all the secret levels. I've 100%ed everything up to this point.
I mean, it's got like
And I've
300
done.
levels in it, doesn't it?
They have 300 bots,
Yeah.
and
Oh, we have to
I'm
collect 300
almost at
bots.
200 of them.
I see.
Yeah, so that's I guess how you can gauge how far along you are, because there's some bots on the the island that you crash on. There's different trials there. That's where all your bots go, including all the. Well, there's going to be 150 unique old PlayStation characters and stuff like that. Um, so that's been a lot of fun. And like Astro's Playroom, it has like the little ball machine thing, the gotcha
Yeah.
machine, the claw machine. And that's how you get each character's accessory, like Ratchet's hammer and things like that. Dexter comes out in that, like all the accessories, even, you know, Thor's hammer and things like
All
that.
these
So that's really
characters
cool.
that Sony's not done anything with for ages.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
no,
There's
Kratos is in it.
Yeah, Kratos. Oh, so at the end of each of the bosses, after you beat the boss, there's a special bot to save, and you get to become that character for a whole level. So,
I
like,
think
you
it's-
get to use
I
the
think they're-
weapon that character has.
I think it's all their like stable of characters because like
Yeah.
Aloy's in it. But did you see the guy? Did you see that post from Ben Studios about
Oh,
having
The
Deacon,
old director,
the director
of Days Gone.
Days Gone was all pissed off that his character was in it. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's just like, dude, get
yeah.
alive.
He can't see beyond his own nose because it's a game that's celebrating like all these past characters from games I haven't even seen or heard of. Like there's a lot of these characters. When I'm done, I'll probably watch a video like who are all these characters or whatever.
I hear the
those
Ape Escape thing's pretty fun. Like there's an actual Ape Escape level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They do that for like after you beat the main boss. There's you're rescuing the main character, the Ape Escape, and then he transfers to his own island, and you have to do what he did in that game, catch a bunch of the apes
That's fun.
as the bots. The bots are apes.
That's fun.
And that every single boss has that, which there's five, probably six bosses in this game that will probably go in to do something like that. So I've done 3 of them, I think. Yeah, so I've made it quite a ways. I just got to the 4th galaxy out of 5, and I'm guessing there's another galaxy that is the alien that you have to fight, the big alien final
Right.
boss. And I don't know
Yeah.
what else there is, but there's a separate universe that's just like the secret places you find. So it's kind of neat to go back to those.
So have they finally managed to make a Mario beta? Or at
That's
least
what
a
some
Mario
people are saying.
equivalent? Yeah, because I've heard talk that this is finally like a decent platform. that,
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah,
It's the
I love
highest
it.
rated game of the year.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
I love a good 3D Mario game. I'm kind of tired of a lot of the 2D ones. Like I've only made it
Yeah.
through like one world of Super Mario Wonder.
That's
mean,
why I
I
asked
still
you
need to
though,
go
because
through
I
it.
know you're a big Mario fan and you do like the Nintendo glaze. So it's like,
Well, I really enjoyed Super Mario Odyssey. I did enjoy that. It's a pretty dense game, but to a fault. There's so much unnecessary stuff to collect in it. Like, you have to have a certain amount of moons to beat the game, and then it just keeps going for no reason. I mean, they don't really incentivize you to collect as many moons as I got. I got like close to 800 moons, and there was still a ways to go just finding
so you like the
dumb
moon.
stuff everywhere. It's like oh yeah, you might have gotten them all. But I don't know. It's nice to know that there is a number of bots in the game, that there will be an end, and there's secrets that you can find. Like, you get Ken and Ryu, and you get in a fight with them, and you get a trophy for that. So you have to like figure out what it's talking about if you look at the trophy list, if you're not going for hints and all that stuff. So it's pretty fun in that way. So there's the trophies bring goals in ways that like a Mario game can't, because there's no like goal or achievement system.
Yeah, it gives it a little more kind of structure in that respect.
But is it better
Yeah.
than Odyssey?
Yeah, or is it at least on the Odyssey's level, if you know what I mean?
It's definitely on a Nintendo level. Odyssey it's a different. It's similar in the aspect that there's a whole level dedicated to Mario's history,
Mhm.
which was one of my favorite like levels to run through when it's singing the Mario Odyssey song and you're running through like retro stuff and all that stuff, and you get all that nostalgia. This kind of has that same feeling because you get these characters and you're like, wow, okay, I forgot about these characters. Or, oh, I loved Journey. Oh, I just got the flower from Flower. I'm like, wow, this is some weird stuff that you can collect. Like, oh wow. I've heard people talk about Vib Ribbon, but I've never seen what the character looks like. Some weird stuff is popping up. Like I have Laura Croft running around with a raptor chasing her, It's
That's fun.
Yeah. Did you buy a physical copy or
I just
digital?
got the digital copy. I was telling the girls like, yeah, I'm gonna go out tomorrow and buy the game, and they're like, right, I don't want to deal with the disc, Dad. And I'm like, okay, I'll just pre-order it on the system. Sorry, Dave. I know you'd never buy a game like this for some reason, but I'm really really loving it.
I might when it's $10 or $20. I probably wouldn't buy it for 60.
But did you even go through Astro's Playroom?
I definitely went through one of the Astro games. It was alright.
Yeah, if you didn't get the one or want to play through the one that came with your PS5, I mean, you probably won't like this.
I did play through it, but I was like, I wasn't blown away or anything.
Yeah, but this one has a lot of, like, almost every level has like some unique feature that you attach to your bot and to get through the level. Different rocket things, fist things, inflatable things that slurp goo so you can shoot platforms out and things like that. There's a lot of crazy stuff. A sponge, a heavy ball. There's a lot of different unique ways to get through the levels, and finding all the bots in each level is interesting and fun too. You really have to just dig down and explore, and it's a lot of fun. One thing that's pretty unique about, like, after you complete the level and you're having troubles finding something in it, at the beginning of each level, after you've completed it, there's a break in case of emergency, essentially a birdhouse. You can break the glass around it and then pay 200 gold coins to have this bird follow you around, and it's like a radar for when you get close to like a bot or a puzzle piece or one of the secret exits and things like that. So it's like you really don't want to explore, or you're just having troubles exploring, so you can do that, and it's you kind of balance it like, oh, I'm just gonna explore because I want to spend my money in the gacha machine so I can get the accessories for all these bots that I've got.
What does the gacha machine get you?
Yeah, it does. It's got me because all the accessories that you get for the characters is fun, and of course every new bot that you get, you want to go and punch them, before you get the thing and see what they do, and then when they get their thing, you want to go punch them again, see how they react. If they shoot you, blast you with fire, like Spyro blasts fire at you and turns you to a black smoky bot.
So we know that you like the game. What do your kids think of the game?
Oh, they love it. Yeah, they're just having a ton of fun with it. They both loved Astro's Playroom. They still play it, and now that this is out, they just only want to play that.
So basically, if you like Mario and you've only got a PlayStation 5, this is a game that you should buy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not multiplayer, and both of my girls have their own profiles on the PlayStation. So I just log off, let them jump on and play theirs, and so on and so forth. And I mean, it has 3 separate save files, which a lot of the games don't do that these days. So even if you have one PlayStation profile that you share with your family, you can each have, there's 3 save files. So that's helpful.
I have read that it can be rather challenging towards the end. Have you started to run into any of that?
I mean, yeah, there's some difficult stuff, but I feel that I'm about to get into some of the real difficult stuff because each world, like if you fly around the perimeter or just kind of goof around, sometimes there's like comets and stuff that you can crash into, and they'll give you like puzzle pieces and bonus levels. And the bonus levels are kind of what the speedrun levels were in Astro's Playroom, where there's a pretty good challenge,
Right.
but some of them are even harder than that. And there's also a shape on some of the maps that you can get: triangle, square, circle, cross, and all those. And it throws out 4 separate challenge levels. And those are pretty tough in a lot of circumstances. So it does have some good challenge in those, but they're real short segments. Some of them are just beating enemies in a really unique way. Just one example, there was 3 of these bell characters. They slam on the ground, those rings of fire go out. So you have to jump over those. But the only way you can defeat them, because you don't have the normal weapon to defeat them with, you have to cut out the ground with your laser feet, as you're going around. You have to cut a whole circle around them while you're jumping over these 3 fire things, and still have enough room to get back to where the bot's going to be. So that took me a few tries, taking different paths, how far away I wanted to be, how close I could get away with being, how the arena works. And it was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun. It was like every challenge I've had in the game, I've just had so much fun. And the girls are like, let me try. I'm like, no, I want to do this.
So it's been reviewed like extremely positive.
Yeah, so Astro Bot's doing
well
really
deserved.
Sounds like to me.
But what do you think its chances are of being like a Game of the Year actual contender?
I don't know. I mean, I can't even. Wait, what else? Final Fantasy Rebirth came out this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's gonna probably take a lot of the cake. I think
Yep,
Astro
because
Bot will
nostalgia,
probably
baby.
get, something like best action adventure game, something like that. Game of the Year.
Because they never give it.
I don't
mean,
know.
it'll probably take Family Game of the Year or whatever.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
will it
something
win?
like that.
Would it be like? Because I think Odyssey was nominated in the Game of the Year.
Well,
But,
don't
like,
forget that the Nintendo Glaze is still spraying out this year with a new Zelda game where you actually get to play as Zelda. So,
But I hear that's not
the
very-
yeah, that's
reviewers,
right.
I hear that's not very good though.
and I don't know, but,
The previews have been kind of lukewarm on that.
okay. So,
Well, they're gonna still get the glaze on their face and like.
and
it.
hi, welcome, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
Good to see you.
What's up, buddy?
Hi,
But
hi.
yeah,
Yep.
I think Astro Bot will definitely take several trophies. The music, of course, has always been one of my favorite parts of the Astro Bot series. Love the music; it's so good. We actually listen to it in the car and stuff like that when I'm driving around with the girls and stuff like that. They asked me to put on like Astro's Playroom
I'm excited to
or
play this
Astro
game.
Bot Rescue
I
Mission,
don't know
and I heard my favorite song in there.
I don't know at what
already.
point I'm going to play it, but like I had a lot of fun playing the Playroom and platinuming that game. So I was like, I look forward to playing it at some point.
Oh, it's
Yeah, this,
more
this
of it,
might
and
even
it's
be
better.
a game I play. I mean, that's saying a lot, but it's like it looks
The-
like it'd be a fun game to play.
The thing that surprises me the most, as much as like Sony games have had tons of accessibility options, there's really none
Oh, in this one.
in this. There's barely any options.
Oh.
There's maybe a little bit of like 2 brightness settings.
How does
Uh,
how do Mario games deal with that kind of
They
stuff?
eventually, if you die enough in a Mario game, it'll pretty much hold your hand and drag you through stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's it? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Gapping
It
Galaxy
gives you the
2
option,
or
like, hey,
whatever.
this is hard. Do you want this to happen? And like, whatever. I don't know exactly how it works. Do you want us to guide you? And eventually, if you want, you can just take control of the character.
Team Asobi's going the get good route, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah,
It's fine
yeah,
by me.
to some degree, because like all these accessibility controllers, all that stuff, all that, Sony's big on that, but like for some reason nobody's mentioned it that I've read any reviews or anything like that. But accessibility doesn't seem to be a key feature of this game.
Dude,
Which-
like we
yeah.
talked about Star Wars last week, the amount of accessibility and just the amount of stuff you can turn off, like, I just don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with this. It's like all these little mini games I don't want to do.
Well, because this is like a traditional
Right.
platformer where when you
Right.
get to the boss, you need so many bots to unlock the boss.
Right.
Like the first one's 20, the second one's like 60. So you really have to want to get through the game.
Right.
It's not gonna be like, oh shit, I only have one arm, so I have to use this controller, and it's gonna be really fucking hard for me to get some of this stuff. But on the other hand, not their hand, but my hand, the enemies, like half of them are just there to like bump into you. You know, there's some with spikes. You know, anything with a point on it can kill you. But like a lot of the enemies, they just run around just to be something to hit. They can't hurt you. You know, they just kind of headbutt you like.
Yeah, you just bounce off them.
Yeah, they might knock you off an edge every once in a while, maybe into a spike.
They kind of just spoil your flow, basically.
So, like, enemies give you time to react. And so, I mean, I think if you really want to get through the game, you'll be able to. There's tons and tons of checkpoints at, you know, really good places. So I think anybody could really get through it. Just like anybody just needs to practice a little bit with what they got.
Cool.
Or whatever
Anyone
their
else?
experience level is.
Any more questions for Jared on Astro Bot?
I'll take that as a no. But hey, you know what Aaron's been playing?
Oh man,
I've only talked about Final Fantasy for at least 15 minutes in this episode. Aaron's playing Final Fantasy.
I am. I'm on and off. Well,
I just want to know if you like it or not.
you know, I like it, but there's some parts I'm like, God damn it, what the hell, you know, like doing the little mini side quests. I mean, yeah, the game is beautiful. The gameplay is great. It's fantastic. Story is good because I remember it, but what pisses me off is the side quest. Like, there's no, like, I'm trying to do one, try and get all the parts for the mechanic in the early. This is the early on, so I'm not spoiling shit for anybody who's listening. It's you have to use your chocobo the chocobo you get in the region to help you out, and it's like, okay, that's nice, but
If the ground.
that's the hard part because like and there's like a little note thing you get from the guy. It's like a map. If it's like, I don't know if they did that. Obviously, did it on purpose. Made look like a 5-year-old drew it. I'm like, you guys fucking suck. Okay, I'll have to find the parts, and as soon as you're close to finding the third piece, it drags you to another mini game. I'm like, what? Side quest. I'm like, what
Side quests aplenty. That Final Fantasy VII was loaded with them already, but they really took it there with this one.
I know that's the part that really irritates me. But it's funny because I remember playing the remake, the first one before the Rebirth one. I didn't feel like the side quests were that bad in that one though. Like, yeah, they had some side quests, but they were like, you could do them at your own pace. It feels like this one's kind of like drag you into them in a sense. It's like, come on.
Look at your quest log and just think, which of these characters would I like to date? And just do the side quest with their picture next to it.
Huh. Okay. There you go.
Hint, hint. Hint.
If you don't want to 100% it, what?
So, Jared, I'm sorry, but that opens the obvious question. Which of the characters do you want to date?
Tifa.
Tifa.
Duh.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you can't make a comment like that and then.
I'm trying to do more. I'm trying to do more of those missions, but then I also found out with the synergy moves, you also can build up that little thing there too. Because I did a synergy attack with Tifa just last night, and it said your relationship with Tifa changed. I'm like, okay, well, all right.
Yeah.
But no, it's a fantastic game. I just got to chapter 4, so I'm really not that far in, obviously. But
yeah, that took me probably 40 hours to get to chapter 4. I mean, it's loaded. I did like 100% most of those areas.
I was going to say that's probably because you did every last little bit of every last little area.
Until I didn't.
I'm trying to do some of the side. I'm a balancer. I like to kind of go through, but if I find a side quest I can do in a decent amount of time, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But if Jared likes to try to just run, not run through the game, but do it decently paced. I can actually really get into the meat of it, but not pig out. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't like doing a gajillion side quests if I don't have to. The game doesn't make me feel like I have to do the side quests, obviously, which is great.
You don't have to.
Because games like Borderlands, where you feel like you had to do it, it's like, because you would have got stomped otherwise. But still,
the level grind, for the next section kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this game because it makes it feel like you don't have to do them. You can choose to, but on the same token, you want certain things to happen in the game, so you gotta do those side missions. That's kind
Yeah.
of. But other than that, I enjoy the game. I really do overall. It's beautiful. It's fun. Its stories are just as Final Fantasy as you can physically get.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Nice.
Dave, I'm sorry I skipped right over you just because I had all this Final Fantasy talk in the last many episodes.
I don't think Dave's played much, has he?
I haven't gotten to talk to Aaron about Final Fantasy VII yet, so go ahead, Dave.
Well, I mean, I haven't played Rebirth. I've tried playing the remake, and I was just like, part of me wants to go back and just play the original PlayStation 1 version, but I'm sure that
Right.
probably doesn't hold up in a lot of respects anymore.
No,
No,
it's
it
hard.
doesn't sound like it.
It's hard to play.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
like the battle-y bit probably is okay, but the like very cuboid graphics would just, I think, drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Well, it's the backgrounds. It's hard to look at when you're playing. It's just like, ugh, I need a different TV.
Yeah. I need the old blocky TV, the old 500-pound TV that will
Yeah.
make it look better.
You need to break your floor.
These two these HD flat screen TVs make it look like garbage.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a PC
High
version you
definition
could
is
get.
no good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and the music is good too. I like it. They did a really good job for bringing it back to life overall.
Next month, I'm taking Elisa to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Symphony at the Arlene
Oh.
Schnitzer Hall.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. That soundtrack is awesome.
Mm-hmm. I've never actually been to one of those like game or TV or movie themed symphony things. It sounds really cool.
Make it a point. They're fun. They're really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, that's so cool.
That actually
Yeah. That's awesome.
And everyone shits themselves in the audience.
the tuba player will get his spotlight, and then everybody let
Oh,
out
yeah.
because he clear their pants out.
That's great. Ian, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the same thing, Star Wars Outlaws. Not as much this past week, just because this past week's been kind of weird. But you guys can go check out last week's episode if you want to hear me talk about that. I'm still on the same kind of wavelength of what I felt about it. Nothing's really changed, my opinion so far.
Yeah.
It
Still
looked
in-
fun. Like,
still enjoying it.
Still enjoying it. I'm not like trying to race through it. I am kind of doing the Jared Final Fantasy do everything kind of.
Take your time.
Chilling.
The grind.
I'm not like I kind of go over here. I go over there. I mean, I did turn off like the splicer and the fucking. The two of the mini games that you have to do to unlock shit. I don't want to do these. I did turn them off. But the funny thing is, I do like playing the card game, the Sabak gambling game, where you sit down and I like playing that for some reason because it's kind of an interesting card game. It's not like a collectible card game. It's like playing 21 or something, but it's not 21. It's like a anyway. You gamble.
It's not
you bet
Queen's
money.
Blood.
No. I find it interesting, so that I kind of enjoy. But yeah, I don't know. It says I'm about 48% through the game, so I mean I'm probably close to. I don't know.
I always feel that's a double-edged sword, isn't it? Now on the PlayStation 5, they tell you how far you are through the game.
Yeah,
It's like sometimes I want to know, but other times I'm like, I don't.
exactly.
So it's not through the whole game that it does it all the time. Sometimes it's just whatever quest you're working on.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're 90% of the way done with this quest, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like when it says continue where you left off, and you kind of just jump right back into the game. Like,
Or like in Destiny 2, it gives you a list of planets that you can just jump on. So you can like go down and like, oh, I want to go to Earth for some reason.
oh, I did not know that part. Okay.
Yeah, it
But that's
launches
what you do
directly into the like zone. So it's
Huh.
awesome. Yeah,
Have you
I
been
love
playing any of that,
those
Jerry?
features. No, not this week. I started Echoes Part 3,
Yeah, I know. We
but
played it together.
that was when it first opened. Yeah,
That's
but
the
I haven't
only-
played since then.
Yeah, I haven't played set either. It's like, played so much of it. Now I just like.
Well, you saw that Destiny 2 is currently at its lowest player count ever.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's sad.
Yeah, it is. That is.
The final shape is so good.
It is. It's really great.
I think it's on sale right now.
I don't know.
But or it was on sale last week or something. I don't know. Anyway, that's too bad. Yeah, I think
That is a
everyone's
bummer.
just kind of giving up on it.
Well, yeah. Hopefully,
I
it
mean-
comes ricocheting back, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean it's the game I've spent the most money on since I got my PlayStation 4.
I want to say that's not the case for me, but obviously for one solid game versus like the trilogy, obviously Mass Effect, anthology. Sorry, I forgot Andromeda existed. But yeah, but Call of Duty, yeah, Call of Duty. Sorry, Destiny is definitely the one I spent the second most on for single games, like one solid game itself. Rightfully
Yeah.
so. It's
But I've
fantastic.
bought every expansion pretty much upon launch since it came out on Destiny 1.
Right. I don't think I ever. I don't think I ever. I think I've only bought one expansion pack because usually they kind of give stuff away, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna fucking spend my money. They're gonna give it away.
I think other than that, the only season pass I've
But then
bought
they've done that, so
was for Final Fantasy 16, which I completed that DLC. I talked about that last week, and I did the rest of the side quests, and I went through and beat the final boss, and enjoyed using Leviathan on the final boss. It felt really good.
I think the only time I've ever spent money on a full season pass thing was for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Oh yeah, there's a
And
lot of
that
DLC in
season
there.
pass, yeah, it had those three, but you also got the redone Assassin's Creed 3 and something else.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
you
remember
got a
it
lot
came
of
with
stuff
stuff.
with it.
Yeah,
And it's like, well, that's $40 for
That's a
the
deal.
3 DLCs and then the whole other game. Granted,
That's
I've played
steal.
it and didn't really care for that game, but it's like the kind of reworked, remastered-ish version, and it's like, that seems like a fair price. Sure, okay.
Yeah.
But that's the only time.
Why not?
That's not true. I guess I did buy Rocket League Season Pass last, just only for the car.
Yeah.
But
Didn't you buy Helldivers? Oh, is that
I didn't
just
buy a season pass
Helldivers
for
2, I
Helldivers.
thought.
that's not like a. I bought the.
true? It isn't.
I bought the. That's not a
The
season.
Super Edition, right?
Yeah, the Super Edition. Was that a season? I think that was just a. Extra
No, I think
gear.
you're right. It was just like you got.
But I
some
think
extra
it gets
gear
you
and stuff.
access to like the first season pass or
Maybe.
some garbage like that. Yeah, maybe.
remember.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, but that's not something I do super often. If it's a game I know I'm just gonna absorb everything, like I did for Final Fantasy 15 and 16. But like beyond that, I don't buy season passes often, like
Right.
for all the content, because I don't know what it's gonna be, what quality it's gonna
Right.
be. But I'm just like I know I want to see where this game goes. I like this team. I want to support it and enjoy it.
I think the difference on the Helldivers and Rocket League thing is that this is like $9.99 or something, or they
Yeah.
had, like a small
True,
buying
yeah.
buying that giant is like, oh, should I just get the season pass for Assassin's Creed? It's like a whole nother
Yeah.
game. It's like buying.
It's like a steal.
That's an exorbitant amount. That's like $100 on a video game.
Yeah.
I'm technically buying,
Yes.
and it's just
Yeah.
like, fuck it.
Yeah, how can I say no?
But then I did end up spending 200 plus hours on that game. So
Yeah, you did. You spent a lot
Get
of
your
time.
money's
on
worth.
yeah, and those DLCs, that final DLC in that thing is fucking awesome. But anyway,
it. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we've been playing, huh?
unless Dave, you had something else. I don't know if you had something.
No. Just started the new season of Rocket League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grinding
Nothing
it out.
retro? What retro console are you currently playing on? You gotta be playing something.
I haven't really played much recently. I haven't got acquired. I almost acquired a Mac, but I didn't.
Oh, man.
Because one of the guys found a warehouse somewhere in Eastern Washington, or someone's barn, and they had like hundreds of Macintoshes in there.
Like which
Dang.
one?
Like the screen one?
Which one do you want?
Oh, I don't want.
dang.
I was curious which one you were thinking about getting.
A Mac. Well, actually not a Macintosh,
Apple II?
but like an Apple IIe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had
Like the old.
they had those,
Yeah.
but they also
Blocky-
had
block ones.
all the Macs and all the rest of it. It's pretty amazing. They took a U-Haul and they pulled like just a U-Haul's worth of old tube monitors, computers.
damn.
You know,
Wow.
so
That's
they were
Sounds
like,
awesome.
you know, they took all the super rare ones. They got those, but they had so many of the regular ones.
How much is an Apple IIe? Like, what does that go for?
Free Geek had their warehouse stroke garage sale this weekend, and they were asking, looked to be about 150 bucks.
Yeah, because you can play
You know,
Oregon
for a nice-
Trail,
I think
Yeah,
that
for
was
a
the
nice
first
clean-
computer I played games on.
Artillery.
A nice
Oh,
clean computer that works, if you know what I
like
mean.
no.
So, I mean, obviously you
No.
can shop around for these things, and you can get cheaper ones that need a bit of work, but you know.
I mean, I have no interest in any of that stuff. I just was curious. I don't.
Yeah,
need that.
I don't really have much interest in Macs and Apples, to be quite honest. It's just something that I never used, and you know.
That old operating system was interesting to work around.
Yeah. How can I forget? It's what they've used upon us in elementary school. At least
Yeah.
my
on
day.
the, on the
yeah.
original Mac, the
Yeah.
Mac
the
OS.
block Mac. Yep. And then they
Mhm.
eventually came. Then we got to the point where it was the colored one, where it was all the blue, orange, pink, green,
right.
yellow. That was towards
Yeah.
the end of elementary school.
When
And
when
then
when Steve Jobs returned to Apple is when I was in art school at Seattle at the time, and he had that's about the time at 98 he returned somewhere in there 99.
Yeah.
I
Late
should have
90s,
taken an exorbitant amount of my money from my trust and just invested in Apple.
Hey, you never know
and you'd
until
be
you
able to
know.
retire, yeah.
I would
Exactly.
be fucking not. I would be somewhere else right now.
yeah, I think all of us would be if we did something like that with their company.
Yeah, let's face it, we all had the opportunity to buy some Apple stock, and we didn't.
I did have a guy.
Apple,
at the-
Amazon.
Amazon. Like
Yeah.
I never thought about Amazon, but the comic guy he bought some stock in Amazon, and that's back. That's also back then where they were just working in a warehouse and like books
They were
on
just
a
a
fucking
bookstore,
like
yeah.
on sawhorses and shit, you know. And it's like he's like, I just bought this thing called Amazon. I'm stock in Amazon. It's like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, you should do it. It's like, I
Next
ain't got
thing you know, is he is a billionaire.
anyway.
At least in stocks, anyway.
Well, if that's our video game talk, well, let's do some couch co-optionals. What cool, interesting things have we been watching, reading, eating, drinking, listening, snorting?
Rings of Power season 2's out. I've watched episode 1.
Oh man.
It's more Lord of the Rings stuff. So
You recommend it?
I mean, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like super up on my lore or terminology on the series, but like season 1 I watched and loved it. Season 2, you know, I'm only 1 episode deep, and yeah, I'm in. I want to watch more. I think episodes coming out on Wednesdays. There's like 4 episodes out right now.
I haven't watched it. Bryn watches it, but I was just like, they have that has like kind of like one of those like contentious viewership. People, you know, people like it or they don't like it. They
Yeah.
have issues with it. It's just like,
And they're very loud about it.
yeah,
I think that's a lot of
Yeah,
people
but
though, in general.
yeah,
Not as
super
bad as-
fans are obnoxious.
not as bad as
No.
Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I was going to
but-
say, not as Star Wars
Don't listen to
fans,
super
but-
fans. If you like something, you like something. It's
Oh, I
fine.
don't
Just
know if
like
I need it. I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I'm good with that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
But yeah, I like that
I-
kind of stuff.
I
Just
did the
more
anthology.
lore.
I did the anthology movies. I'm good.
All right, Dave, how about you?
Oh man, I started watching that Chaos with Jeff Goldblum. I think it's on Netflix, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. Don't know exactly where it's gonna go, but it's pretty fun.
Cool.
Okay. That
Yeah,
chaos. Okay.
Bryn also has been watching that, and she said it's pretty fun.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Chaos.
Chaos with a K.
Chaos.
It's about like
Okay.
the gods.
The Greek gods,
Greek
and
gods.
yeah,
Huh.
and there's a prophecy that the gods are gonna fall, and you know.
Okay.
And
All right.
Goldblum plays Zeus, right?
Nice.
Of course, he plays Zeus.
King of the gods. Yep.
Why? What else would he play?
Anyway,
I mean, I could see him as
That's
Hades,
funny.
but neither here nor there.
how about you, Aaron?
Well, okay, so this one kind of ties into gaming. The book I'm reading is called "To Sleep in the Sea of Stars." And it ties into games because the person who's reading it actually is Bemshep from Mass Effect.
Oh,
and she also was in a bunch of other like I don't know what. Apparently, she played Jean Grey in the X-Men series too. But
Oh yeah, the
animated
audiobook
series,
voice. Yeah.
it's the
Okay, I
same
get
person
you.
who Fem Chef,
Yeah.
and every time
I can't remember her name.
it's like Jennifer Hale, if I
Yes.
remember
Yeah.
right. What it says.
That's right.
Yeah. And it kind of got that Indiana Jones Mass Effect vibe, and has a bit of a Spider-Man symbiote thing going on in there. And it's just like the only thing I have an issue with, it takes so fucking long to get to the point. It's kind of like it's not as fast. It's faster than Game of Thrones, but still god awful slow at times.
It's like they wanted it to be a novel instead of novella.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, the audiobook is 33 hours long, and I'm like,
Nice.
oh my god! I got 8 hours left on it still, and I started.
So, would you recommend it or would you not recommend it then?
I would actually. I highly would. It's kept me
It
on.
sounds like torture, but it must be okay.
I've gotten through 20. I've gotten through 24 hours of it, so it's definitely solid. It's just,
Okay.
it's really good. It's definitely keeps you going, but at some point you're like, okay, can you just get to the fucking point where you're going with this? Where you're going? But other than that, it gets there. It just takes some really long, windy curves to get there, but it's worth it though. It's just half the time I find myself making jokes about. I was like, oh, this sounds like the Geth, or this sounds like the Turians, or whatever, or oh, this Venom. Oh, sorry, not Venom. I can't do that. It's copyright infringement. Because the thing kind of acts like Venom or Carnage from the Spider-Man series, actually,
Mhm.
but it's not as smart-assy as Carnage is.
Okay.
So, but
Cool.
it's good. I highly recommend it. So,
Okay. What's the title again?
To Sleep in the Sea of Stars.
To Sleep in the Sea of Stars.
To sleep.
Yeah,
Sea of
good
Stars.
night.
Night night.
Sounds like they just get thrown in cryo and just get shot somewhere, and that's
Well,
the book.
Kind of.
And
Yeah.
you don't have to. I'm just joking. I'm just
I know.
joking.
I know.
It's
No,
fine.
there's a lot of people in cryo, except for the main character. You'll see why. Or you'll
Okay.
hear why. Anyway,
Hey, maybe it'll be a movie someday. I could see
Mhm.
it someday.
I don't
Ian.
know.
What's your
Awesome.
co-optional?
I wanted to talk about this last week, but I wanted to talk about
Oh my goodness,
the
gravy.
Borderlands movie and how awful it was. This is just so you
This
you
is your
guys.
moment. Speak.
This is just so.
So for the audio listeners, which is most of you, right next to Ian or under Ian's face says Ian Southworth, Emmy winner,
This is just
and
to,
very Apple IIe graphics.
Yeah, I love those
I
graphics.
love it. It's
Those are-
great.
It's pretty great. This is just like when I start talking about movies that I have a basis of which to anyway.
Gotcha.
That's
gotcha.
dumb. Anyway,
I love it.
But anyway,
Bye.
no.
Who are you again?
So a couple weeks ago, I watched two movies back to back
Oh.
about the moon landing,
Oh.
and I only know kind of the general stuff. I didn't really do a deep dive on it. But anyway, the first movie I watched was Fly Me to the Moon. It has Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson. It's like this romantic comedy, and she's brought into NASA to up the marketing and to make NASA seem sexy to the people. Because they're losing funding because they're not landing on the moon. They haven't done it yet. It's like 10 years after Kennedy. He's like, we're gonna put a man on the moon, and then they've been attempting, and they're like losing funding. Anyway, it's set in that time period. She's
That's
trying
awesome.
to bring money into the organization through marketing and all this crazy stuff, and then she's also in charge supposedly to do the fake landing. So I don't want to but that's kind of what the film, and then there's a love story, and it's cute. It's a fun movie. It's a good date movie if you watch it with your wife or your girlfriend. Totally worth it. But then I just wanted to know more about the moon landing. So then I watched another movie on Netflix called First Man, which it's Ryan Gosling who plays Neil Armstrong, and it's kind of a character piece about him. And then that movie is wild. And I didn't know this much stuff about Neil Armstrong, but this guy lived a crazy fucking life, dude. You're talking about a dude who literally never wanted to die. He so many times he probably should have died in space or flying a jet, but didn't because he's smart and chill, and he's like in the movie Ryan Gosling kind of portrays him as a very kind of like he's an engineer, but he's a really low key dude. Anyway, the movie's great. It's called First Man. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I just deep dived, and I started reading the Wikipedia and then all these other random articles and just the amount of shit that this guy has done. It's just like unfathomable. Like that a human being can be put in these situations where they should probably die, and that this guy somehow figures shit out and survive. I don't know. It's wild. It's like this guy is such a badass, and like you never. I don't know. I guess growing up, you had this idea of who this guy is. It's like, oh, the guy who landed on the moon and blah blah blah. But like, man, you just really like. He is like a fucking like superhero. Like he's at that level of a person, and I don't think that's ever really conveyed to you in school or anything. Like, it's just wild to me. Anyway, so I did a deep dive on Neil Armstrong. That's my couch go find someone interesting, watch their movies, but if those movies are interesting and that person's interesting, like do a deeper dive, because there's probably a story they're not telling. There's probably a lot, I mean, in his case, a lot more stories. Incredibly fascinating. Anyway, I should probably go buy an actual book and read a book about him. But anyway, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I like it. That's awesome.
Read the book.
Nice.
As well.
Also, this is totally random and totally a separate thing. How many American flags are on the moon?
Can't think of any, really. I mean, aside from maybe the one.
Just the one?
No, there's more than one because each one put a flag
This is a great
down.
question.
So it's 11 through 17 is there. It's like, so, but 13
Six.
didn't land. So 11,
Oh,
12.
yeah, that's right. 12, 13 got an accident.
So I would say at least 6 because each one took one, but they probably took more than one.
So there should be 7,
Yeah.
Yes.
but there's
Apollo 13 didn't make
6
it.
because the first landing, the Neil Armstrong one, the launch, the flag was too close to and it pushed it out and it flew off. So it wasn't there when they landed
Oh, I
back.
didn't know that.
So then it's kind of wild. There's
Oh,
6
cool.
flags on the moon. And I
Wow.
think it's wild that it's called the place is called Six Flags. I
That's
don't know if that
funny.
has anything to do with that, but that is kind of wild also. I don't know.
I can see it, though. It's
connected.
I can see it.
Yeah,
you
it's
see
a park to
space,
train you to be an
rocketing.
astronaut.
I don't know. It seems interesting. I don't know. It seems like I don't know if that's true. I should like Wikipedia Six Flags now. Anyway.
Yeah. That's funny.
Anywho. All right. Anything
Oh,
else? Oh, we got trivia, Jared. Give us some trivia.
Well, since Metal Gear Solid's at least Japanese birthday just passed, I thought I'd ask some Metal Gear questions that
God.
I'm guessing maybe
I'll fail.
Dave, maybe Ian could get.
I feel like Ian's going to crush this one.
I'm not gonna crush, but go ahead.
Well, of course, you know who the
Smash
twin
Crush.
snakes are. Do you know their real names?
The real names of the twin snakes?
Yes.
Nope.
Who are fine? Who are the twin snakes?
Well, it's
I don't-
it's
I don't
it's
think so.
Solid Snake and Liquid Snake,
That's correct.
but
No.
the real names.
A number 1 and number 2.
Thing 2, thing 1.
I don't know.
Well, Eli is Liquid Snake, and
Eli.
David is actually Solid Snake.
Okay.
And
Wait, David?
they're
Oh, Dave?
they came out of the same
Yeah, that's what I
womb.
do on
Yes.
my days off.
The problem
and
with this though is that then there's the third. There's the third.
who is the third?
Solidus.
Big Boss?
Yes.
No,
But
Big Boss is
what
the
I found
father,
interesting
basically.
is
Oh.
that in Liquid and Solid's eggs, they separated the dominant from the recessive genes. Which one has the dominant genes
Of just the
Snake?
twin.
of the twins?
Probably Liquid Snake, is my guess.
Yes.
Huh.
What was
I
the
mean,
name of the program that created these embryos?
Oh, infant terrible.
Yeah, Les Enfants
Infant
Terribles, which translates to
Terrible infants or
Terrible
something?
infants?
The Terrible Children.
Oh, terrible.
Terrible children. Huh.
Yeah, so I get a kick out of that. I kind of remember a good chunk of that stuff. How many eggs were there originally?
Oh, I don't remember that.
I guess it's 4.
That's a deep question.
8.
8.
Oh, damn.
But
Half
supposedly they destroyed the others to boost the strength of the growth of the other eggs, which is interesting. That game is so loaded with stuff. I mean, I have a questionnaire pulled up if you want to do this questionnaire on
Sure, I don't care. What else? We have?
funtrivia.com
Fun trivia about Solid Snake.
about Metal Gear Solid 1.
Okay.
Yeah?
I mean, we can try a few. We'll see how we do.
Yeah. This
Well,
could be-
these are easy.
Okay.
I bet most of you can answer several of these. The story takes us to a remote island enshrouded in snow. Where does it take place?
Shadow Moses.
Yes. What year does it take place? I'll give you a selection if you need.
Oh, the year. What is the year?
It gives me 4 years I can throw at you.
Okay.
1998, 2005, 2007, 2009.
I'd say 2007, I'm guessing.
1998.
5.
Oh, 95.
But that doesn't matter. Let's see.
95.
Maybe Ian will get this because I don't know. You've played it. What is the cyborg ninja's sword type?
Electric?
Sword
right,
type?
remember. Right.
It gives you a list.
Like a
I mean,
katana?
there's a bigger question. I mean, it says, as your battle with Revolver Ocelot draws to a close, a stealth camouflage cyborg ninja appears and disables all the C4 tripwires. He also slices off Ocelot's right hand. What type of blade does cyborg ninja use? Chokuto, Nodachi, a katana, or a
What
tachi?
actual one?
I was gonna say. I thought it was a katana, but it's probably not. It's probably something
I think it's a
a little
Tachi.
longer. Is it a longer one?
Chokuto.
I don't know.
Damn it.
Who is the cyborg ninja?
Raiden.
No.
No, it's not Raiden?
Raiden plays a variant of him in MGS4. That's different.
Here's the real question. After defeating the cyborg ninja in hand-to-hand combat, we learn that his true identity is none other than...
I forget. I know he's from
I'm
Foxhound.
trying to remember the
I forget
specific...
his name.
Frank Yeager, but I don't
Frank,
remember who
that's what
Frank
it is.
Yeager was.
He just worked for.
read
He was
about it.
just someone in Foxhound. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't really played that game in so long. So,
Yeah. All right.
God, I suck.
So maybe you remember this. I'll read some
my
different names
strengths
off.
are 2 and 4.
Do you know much about Sniper Wolf? Should I skip this question?
I know who she is.
She claimed every day she woke up, more of her friends and family were dead beside her. What was the name for Wolf's people? Arabian, or Iranian, Indian, or Kurds?
I'm gonna say Kurds.
Yes.
I thought that was
And let's see. Sniper Wolf falls at the hands of Snake in the snowfield. That was an awesome battle, by the way. A cutscene ensues to where Snake is standing next to her. She says it's no use trying to save her because she is... selection of lung shot, boom, headshot. Of course not. She's talking gut shot or heart shot. Where was she?
I thought she was gut shot, but
That's what I thought. But it's
Headshot?
lung shot.
it's lung shot.
Lung shot?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So these last couple ones are a little more interesting. One of them you've already answered with the first questions I asked. But Metal Gear Rex is an extremely formidable weapon because it uses what kind of weapon to fire a nuclear warhead from anywhere on the globe?
Railgun.
Yes.
Railgun, yeah.
Well,
Makes
I almost fell for Vulcan cannons because Vulcan
Oh,
Raven.
Vulcan Raven,
Yeah, but yeah.
No, it
yeah.
uses the
Well, railgun get a
uses
many
Yeah, the
railgun.
railgun.
Let's use a railgun to launch a nuke. It sounds like a good
Yeah. Yeah, it really launched that thing. All right, we already
don't
answered
think
that one.
orbital,
We
but that'd be a
also answered
bitch.
that. All right, here is the hardest question.
Okay.
Who created Metal Gear Saga?
Oh my god. Okay, never mind. I'll let these guys.
So Ian knows. Who created Metal Gear?
Oh my god. Come on.
Oh, come on!
Kojima?
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go. Yay.
Yeah.
What's his
Kojima.
first name?
Hideo.
Joking. Yes, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be a trick question because sometimes the most simple question has a trick
No,
answer to
no,
it.
it's Hideo. I mean, he didn't do Snake's Revenge.
No. No,
No, he didn't.
No.
All right, I'll leave you
Alright.
guys alone. I thought that would be fun because Metal
fun.
Gear is so cool. It's been
Yep.
around now for 26 years. That's absurd.
And the Snake Eater
Right.
remake's coming out soon.
Mhm.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Snake Eater. I loved Snake Eater when that first came out. So I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it's more of a remaster than a remake, where it's just identical to the original game, maybe with a few modern updates.
But they rebuilt it from the ground up, so it's like not the same game. It's like kind of wild.
Right.
Though they did
Yeah,
use the same.
yeah,
They
it's-
did use the same voice acting, so they didn't change any of the voice acting.
And it sounds like each section loads like the original, and all the maps are identical. And yeah, so of course, with the voice actors being all the same, it has to be like every scene has to kind of play out the same.
I mean,
so
I love that because I love
it's
David
interesting.
Hayter. So
Yeah, it's awesome that David Hayter's voice is going to be in there. I would love him to voice another Metal Gear, another Snake.
right.
Yeah, I mean, Solid Snake's kind of pulled his character through, so it'd be hard to get him on another character.
Bless you, my son. For
Yeah.
your
Yes,
sneeze.
bless you.
All right. Well, that was fun. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. Skedaddle.
Hey, we're the Couch Co-op. You can find us on all the platforms, except the ones we're not on. So just Google the Couch Co-op.
Yeah. If we're not there, check in another place.
But we're definitely on
Yes.
Facebook. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram.
Yeah.
But the show is on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify and Audible and the things.
All the places.
All the places. I want to thank Jared, Dave, and Aaron for joining me here on the couch.
Yes.
The Couch Co-op. I'm Ian, reminding you to please be excellent to each other.
Be excellent.
Woo.
Woo.
Woo.